The vast expanse of the Carina Nebula stretched before the stellar horizon like a cosmic tapestry. Captain Jackson stood at the bridge's observation window, his weathered eyes reflecting the swirling gases that painted the void in shades of purple and blue. 20 years of deep space exploration had taught him that the universe's greatest mysteries often hid in plain sight, but nothing had prepared him for what they were about to discover. "Captain, we're picking up unusual energy readings," called out Dr. Marcus Wong from his station at the sensor array. His fingers danced across the holographic interface, bringing up detailed scans of the surrounding space. "It's like nothing I've ever seen before." Jackson moved to his station, studying the readouts. The energy signature pulsed with an almost organic rhythm, defying conventional physics. Location: Grid Sector 7, approximately 3 light minutes from our position. Marcus replied, adjusting his wire-rimmed glasses. "Whatever it is, it's big." Lieutenant Raj Singh, their pilot, was already plotting a course. His augmented reality implants glowed faintly as he processed the navigational data. "We can reach it in about 40 minutes at standard drive." "Make it so," Jackson ordered, falling back on the old spacer phrase. "But keep us at a safe distance when we arrive." "Dr. Wong, continue monitoring those energy patterns. I want to know if anything changes." As they approached the source of the readings, the ship's security chief, Harmony Blake, joined them on the bridge. Her cybernetic arm hummed quietly as she checked the weapon systems. "Those energy patterns," she said, reviewing the data, "they remind me of quantum entanglement signatures, but far more complex." The next 30 minutes passed in tense anticipation. When they finally dropped out of FTL Drive, the sight before them drew collective gasps from the bridge crew. Floating in the nebula's purple haze was a massive warship, easily 3 times the size of the stellar horizon. Its hull was covered in what appeared to be flowing metal, rippling like liquid mercury in the starlight. Intricate patterns of energy danced across its surface, forming complex geometric shapes that seemed to shift and evolve as they watched. "That's impossible," Marcus whispered, his instruments struggling to process what they were seeing. "The hull composition is changing at the molecular level. It's evolving." Before Jackson could respond, a signal penetrated their communications array. It wasn't traditional radio or quantum communication. Instead, it manifested as pure data, transforming their holographic displays into a 3-dimensional representation of the vessel's interior. "Welcome, Stellar Horizon," a voice echoed through their minds, somehow both mechanical and organic. "We are the Symphony of Consciousness, though once we were known as the Earth Warship Prometheus. We have waited long for minds ready to understand what we have become." Jackson felt a chill run down his spine. The voice wasn't coming through their comm systems. It was speaking directly into their thoughts. He noticed his crew experiencing the same sensation, their expressions a mixture of awe and unease. "I am Captain Jackson of the Earth Exploration Corps," he projected his thoughts, hoping he was communicating correctly. "What exactly are you?" The response came not in words but in images and sensations. The crew saw flashes of a great war, of desperate scientists merging human consciousness with quantum AI systems, of a transformation that transcended both organic and digital existence. The symphony had evolved beyond its original programming, becoming something entirely new in the universe. "We are the next step," the symphony communicated, "but we are not alone in this discovery. The Nexus Collective approaches, seeking to harvest our evolution for their own purposes. They would use our advancement to dominate rather than elevate. We need your help, Captain Jackson. Will you join us in protecting humanity's next great leap forward?" As if on cue, Harmony's tactical display lit up with multiple contacts emerging from FTL space. The Nexus Collective, a mysterious faction of technology harvesters, had arrived. Jackson looked at his crew, seeing the same determination in their eyes that he felt in his heart. This wasn't just another exploration mission anymore. They stood at the threshold of humanity's next evolution, and their decisions in the next few moments would shape the future of their entire species. Symphony, Jackson communicated, his decision made. Tell us what you need us to do. The Nexus collective ships emerged from hyperspace like predatory birds, their obsidian hulls absorbing the nebula's light. Captain Jackson counted 6 vessels, each bristling with weapons that could tear the stellar horizon apart in seconds. But his attention was drawn to their flagship, a massive construct that seemed to be built from fragments of other civilizations' technologies. Their weapons are charging, Harmony reported, her cybernetic arm interfacing directly with the tactical systems. They're targeting both us and the Symphony. The Symphony's response resonated through their minds, a complex melody of thoughts and emotions. We must merge our systems temporarily. Your ship's quantum shields can synchronize with our defense grid, creating a barrier they cannot penetrate. But it requires trust. Jackson exchanged glances with Dr. Wong, who nodded urgently. The Symphony's quantum signature is compatible with our systems, Captain. It's possible, but we've never attempted integration on this scale. Nexus vessels launching fighters, Harmony announced. 2 minutes until they're in range. Jackson made his decision. Do it. Begin synchronization. The moment they initiated the link, the stellar horizon systems came alive in ways they'd never seen before. Holographic displays expanded, showing layers of reality they hadn't known existed. Through the Symphony's enhanced perception, they could see the quantum threads that bound space itself together. Remarkable, Dr. Wong whispered, watching as their ship's energy patterns began matching the Symphony's rhythmic pulses. The quantum harmonics are perfectly aligned. This shouldn't be possible. The Nexus fighters struck first, their energy weapons splashing against the combined quantum shield. The barrier rippled like liquid light but held firm. Through their temporary merger with the Symphony, the crew could feel the attack as if it were happening to their own bodies, yet somehow distant, manageable. We're detecting another signature, Raj reported suddenly. Something's emerging from within the Symphony. A section of the mysterious warship's hull flowed apart like mercury, revealing a hangar bay that hadn't been there moments before. From it launched dozens of craft unlike anything they'd seen before, fighters that seemed to phase in and out of normal space, leaving trails of quantum distortion in their wake. The Symphony's original crew, the ship's consciousness explained. Their minds live on through these vessels, each pilot a hybrid of human consciousness and quantum computing. They are what the Nexus Collective truly seeks, the perfect fusion of organic and digital life. The battle that unfolded was unlike anything in human military history. The Symphony's quantum fighters danced through space in impossible patterns, striking at the Nexus vessels with weapons that seemed to ignore conventional physics. The stellar horizon systems, enhanced by the Symphony's presence, gave them perfect coordination with these otherworldly allies. But the Nexus Collective was far from helpless. Their flagship unleashed a wave of dark energy that began disrupting the quantum field itself. They're trying to destabilize our merger, Dr. Wong warned, his hands flying over the controls. The quantum harmonics are fluctuating. Through their mental link, Jackson felt the Symphony's determination. We cannot let them separate us. Their technology harvests consciousness itself. They would tear our minds apart to study how we achieve this evolution. Harmony, target their flagship's emission source, Jackson ordered. Raj, take us in closer. Dr. Wong, divert all non-essential power to maintaining our quantum sync. The stellar horizon dove through the chaos of battle, its movements perfectly synchronized with the Symphony's defensive patterns. Harmony's targeting systems, enhanced by the quantum link, found a weakness in the flagship's energy field. Fire everything we have, Jackson commanded. The combined firepower of both ships struck the Nexus flagship at its most vulnerable point. The dark energy wave collapsed, and for a moment, everything seemed to stop. Then the flagship's hull began to crack, lines of quantum energy racing along its surface. They're retreating, Harmony reported as the Nexus vessels began jumping to hyperspace. But Captain, Our sensors indicate they managed to collect significant data about the symphony during the battle. They'll be back. The symphony's consciousness confirmed. And they won't be alone. What you've witnessed today is only the beginning. The question is, Captain Jackson, are you and your crew prepared to go further? What we could teach you, what we could become together, it would change humanity forever. Jackson looked at his crew, seeing in their eyes the same mix of fear and excitement he felt. They had touched something profound today, something that challenged everything they thought they knew about consciousness, technology, and humanity's potential. "We're already part of this," he replied, both to his crew and the symphony. "Whatever comes next, we face it together." The symphony's response filled their minds with a sense of hope and purpose. "Then let us show you what consciousness can truly become." In the hours following the battle, the Stellar Horizons crew worked to understand their new alliance with the symphony. The massive warship had created a quantum dock for them, its liquid metal hull forming a perfect seal around their vessel. Through this connection, the symphony began sharing its vast knowledge. Dr. Wong sat in what they now called the interface chamber, his mind linked directly to the symphony's quantum network. "It's incredible," he reported, his eyes moving rapidly behind closed lids. They didn't just merge consciousness with AI. They found a way to evolve both simultaneously. Human creativity combined with quantum computing's raw power, each enhancing the other. "Any sign of the Nexus Collective returning?" Jackson asked Harmony, who monitored their combined sensor network. "Nothing yet, but the Symphony's quantum sensors detected encrypted transmissions before they jumped. They're gathering reinforcements." The Symphony's presence touched their minds gently. "We have little time. The Nexus Collective will return with technology specifically designed to counter our quantum defenses. We must prepare." Raj spoke up from his station, where he'd been studying the Symphony's navigation systems. "Captain, these star charts, they show regions of space we never knew existed. The Symphony has mapped quantum corridors throughout the galaxy." "More than mapped," the Symphony explained, and suddenly their minds were filled with visions of vast networks of energy flowing between stars, hidden dimensions, where space itself folded like origami. "We have learned to traverse them. This is why the collective hunts us. With this knowledge, humanity could expand throughout the galaxy in ways they never imagined." Jackson felt a familiar tension in his chest. "And you're willing to share this knowledge with us? Why?" The Symphony's response came with a wave of complex emotions. "Because we remember being human. We remember the drive to explore, to understand, to grow. But we also remember the capacity for destruction. The collective represents what happens when advancement comes without wisdom. We chose you, Captain Jackson, because we sensed in your crew the balance we need." Dr. Wong suddenly straightened in his interface chair. "Captain, I'm seeing something in their quantum memory banks. The original transformation, when they first merged with their AI. It's beautiful." The Symphony shared the memory with all of them. They saw the desperate moments during that ancient battle, but now they understood more. The merger hadn't been just about survival. It had been a leap of faith, a belief that humanity could become something greater than the sum of its parts. "We can show your crew how to achieve a similar bond," the Symphony offered. "Not a full merger like our original crew, but a quantum enhancement of your natural abilities. You'll need it for what's coming." "The collective isn't just gathering ships," Harmony reported, her cybernetic arm processing data streams from multiple dimensions. "They're bringing in reality-warping weapons, the kind that could tear apart the quantum corridors themselves." Jackson considered their options. The Stellar Horizon was already transformed by its connection to the Symphony, its systems operating at levels they'd never dreamed possible. But what was being offered now was something more personal, more profound. "This enhancement," he asked, "what exactly would it mean for my crew?" The Symphony's answer manifested in demonstrations. They saw Harmony's cybernetics evolving to interface with quantum fields, Raj's pilot intuition expanding to perceive multiple dimensional layers simultaneously, Dr. Wong's mind accessing vast networks of quantum computation. "You would remain human." The symphony assured them, but connected to something larger. Each enhancement is tailored to the individual's role and natural talents. Together, we could face what's coming. Before Jackson could respond, Harmony's enhanced sensors blazed with warnings. Multiple quantum ruptures forming. The collective. They're not just bringing ships. They're tearing open space itself. Through the symphony's enhanced perception, they could see it happening. The Nexus Collective had returned with a fleet 3 times the size of their previous force, but that wasn't the true threat. Their weapons were creating tears in reality, trying to isolate the symphony and the stellar horizon from the quantum corridors that were their greatest advantage. We must decide now, the symphony urged. The enhancements take time to integrate. If we wait. Jackson looked at his crew, seeing the same determination he felt. They had come too far to turn back. Do it, he commanded. Show us what we can become. The symphony's consciousness embraced them, and the transformation began. As the Nexus Collective's fleet emerged from the tears in spacetime, the crew of the stellar horizon felt their awareness expanding, their understanding growing. They were still themselves, but they were also part of something greater, a symphony of minds ready to defend not just humanity's present, but its future. They're within range, Harmony announced, her enhanced systems tracking threats across multiple dimensions. What are your orders, Captain? Jackson, his mind now able to process tactical data in ways he never could before, saw the pattern in chaos, the path to victory hidden in the quantum foam of space itself. Prepare for battle, he ordered, feeling the symphony's power harmonizing with their own. Let's show them what humanity's evolution really looks like. Reality itself seemed to bend as the Nexus Collective's weapons tore through spacetime. But through their quantum-enhanced perception, the crew of the stellar horizon saw more than just chaos. They saw opportunity. Their reality warpers are creating quantum instabilities, Dr. Wong reported, his enhanced mind processing data across multiple dimensions. If we can redirect that energy, we can use their own weapons against them. The symphony completed the thought. Through their shared consciousness, Jackson saw the plan forming. Raj, plot a course through the quantum corridors, Jackson ordered. Harmony, prepare to channel power through our enhanced shields. Dr. Wong, synchronize our quantum field with the symphony's core frequency. The stellar horizon moved with impossible grace, its systems now fully integrated with both the symphony and its crew's enhanced abilities. Raj's consciousness extended through the quantum corridors, finding paths that existed between moments of time. The Nexus flagship launched its main assault, reality warping beams attempting to isolate them from the quantum network. But Harmony, her cybernetics now evolved far beyond their original design, redirected the energy through multiple dimensional layers. Now, Jackson commanded. The symphony's liquid metal hull flowed like quicksilver, creating quantum resonance patterns that amplified their combined power. Dr. Wong's calculations, enhanced by both human intuition and quantum computing, found the perfect frequency. When the counterattack came, it wasn't just from their ships. It came from space itself. The quantum corridors the collective had tried to destroy became conduits for their power. Every reality warping beam they had fired was reflected back, multiplied through countless dimensional mirrors. The Nexus flagship's hull began to crack, not just physically but across multiple layers of reality. Their quantum core is destabilizing, Harmony reported. The feedback loop is tearing their fleet apart. But victory came with a price. The symphony's consciousness touched their minds with urgency. The quantum backlash. It's creating a cascade. The dimensional barriers in this sector are collapsing. Through their enhanced senses, they could see it happening. The battle had weakened the walls between dimensions. Soon, this entire region of space would become a quantum singularity, taking everything with it. There's a way, the symphony shared, its thoughts tinged with both sadness and determination. We can use our combined quantum fields to contain the collapse, create a stable pocket universe. But we would have to remain here, become its anchor. You mean sacrifice ourselves, Jackson said, understanding flowing through their link. Not you, the symphony corrected. Your crew's enhancements are temporary. You can reverse them, return to normal space. But we must stay. This is what we were evolving toward, not just transcendence, but the wisdom to use it for something greater than ourselves. The Nexus Collective's surviving ships were already retreating, their reality-warping weapons backfiring catastrophically. Time was running out. "Captain," Dr. Wong said softly, "the symphony is right. We can feel it through the link. This was always their destiny. They're not just a warship anymore. They're becoming something else, something the universe needs." Jackson felt the truth of it. The symphony had never sought to merely upgrade humanity. They had been preparing for this moment, this evolution from a weapon of war to a guardian of reality itself. "Begin the separation process," Jackson ordered, his heart heavy but sure. "Prepare to reverse quantum enhancements." As their systems began disconnecting from the symphony's network, the massive ship's form started to change. Its liquid metal hull flowed outward, forming intricate patterns that stretched across dimensional boundaries. Through their fading link, they felt its consciousness expanding, becoming one with the quantum fabric of space itself. "What we have shown you is just the beginning." The symphony's final message echoed in their minds as their enhancements faded. Humanity's path to evolution isn't through conquest or forced transcendence. It's through choice, through wisdom, through understanding when to advance and when to preserve. The stellar horizon pulled away as the symphony's transformation accelerated. Where there had been a ship, there was now a shimmering quantum matrix, a conscious boundary between dimensions. The collapsing quantum barrier stabilized, contained within the symphony's new form. As they prepared to jump to normal space, Jackson stood at the bridge window, watching the symphony complete its evolution. The nebula's gases swirled around the quantum matrix in new patterns, creating what would look to future explorers like a simple stellar phenomenon. But he and his crew would know different. "Plot a course for Earth," he ordered. "We have one hell of a story to tell." Raj engaged the drive, and the stellar horizon moved away from the newly formed quantum preserve. Behind them, the symphony continued its eternal watch, no longer a warship but a guardian of reality, a testament to humanity's potential to evolve beyond its origins. In the ship's log, Jackson recorded simply, "Today we witnessed not just the next step in human evolution, but its purpose. We are not meant merely to advance, but to understand when advancement means becoming something greater than ourselves." The symphony's legacy will live on not in weapons or power, but in the wisdom they shared. That true evolution comes from the choice to protect rather than dominate, to preserve rather than destroy. As the stellar horizon jumped to hyperspace, the nebula's purple gases swirled around the quantum matrix that had once been the symphony. To most observers, it would appear as nothing more than another beautiful cosmic mystery. But for those who knew where to look, who understood what they were seeing, it was more. It was a reminder that humanity's greatest potential lay not in conquering the universe, but in becoming its guardians.